I thought we'll give you more instructions from Padmasambhava himself, from the Dakini teachings, which we've been through most of it. I don't know if we've done it all, I can't remember. The stages of visualizing. Lady Sogyal asked the Master, please give advice on how to keep the deity in mind when meditating on the Yidam deity. The Master replied, first, the oral instructions on visualizing the deity. Whether you meditate on the deity in front of you, or whether you meditate on yourself as the deity, after having received the Master's oral instructions, the Master should have given you, the disciple, his blessings and protected you against obstructing forces. Next, sit in a comfortable seat and be physically at ease. Take a well-made painting of the Yidam deity and place it in front of you. So, the Yidam's the commitment being that we take. So this could be Padmasambhava, Tara, Jesus, whoever you feel the most devotion for and the ease that you want to look at. Yeah, it can be your own root guru. It can be, eventually you can look at a symbol. But in terms of the Yidam deity, it's like the Yidam essentially means mind commitment. It's that which we're focusing our mind upon. And deity in Tibetan Buddhist is not like there's some god, it's just the divine aspect of the Dharmakaya manifesting. And we have a commitment to our own mind, and we're visualizing that aspect of our mind. And we start to make a connection to that which gives rise to devotion in us. We have like a longing to merge with the divine, symbolized in this form. And the qualities of the form are kind of karmically connected to our consciousness. So different aspects of the divine appear through the form. So whichever one. So we might have had different empowerments and different connections to different deities, but we want to have one that we do every day, that we really get a connection with. As the Venerable Geshe said, without blessings, attainment is impossible. Sit for a short time without thinking of anything whatsoever, and then look at the image from head to foot. Look again gradually at all the details from the feet to the head. Look at the image as a whole. Sometimes rest without thinking about the image and refresh yourself. Then in this way, look again and again for a whole day. So these are instructions if you're just doing the shamatha for a day and you're taking this as the image. So you can practice and experiment with yourself, whether you want to keep your eyes open and visualize, or do it with eyes closed. Each person has a predilection and ability in different ways. So you yourself have to experiment. But the deity is about this size, this far away. Eventually you can start experimenting with size and things like that. But in the beginning, so you can have the picture there. Like postcard size, perfect. And then remove it, like we're doing. And bring it back, remove it. And when you if you get a bit tense, just release, just rest in space. That evening, take a full night's sleep. When you wake up, look again as before. In the evening, do not meditate on the deity, but just rest your mind in the state of non-thought. Following this, the deity will appear vividly in your mind, even without meditating. If it does not, look at its image, close your eyes, and visualize the image in front of yourself. Sit for as long as the visualization naturally remains. When it becomes blurry and unclear, look again at the image and then repeat the visualization, letting it be vividly present. Cut conceptual thinking and sit. So you're just playing with when it's getting tight, you release. When your mind's getting dull or cloudy, look back to the image. Just playing until we find the object. And when we find the object, we hold it. So the process of looking is called analytical meditation. And the process of resting is called placement meditation. That's the shamatha part. When we're no more analyzing or looking or trying to create the image with our mind, we're just holding what we have attained through our analytical process. So say if you've got your eyes closed and you're trying to bring the image to mind, you're using your conceptual mind to create the image. But once you decide that that's it, that's as good as I'm going to get, then we just hold that without any more conceptual thinking. And we move in between analytical meditation and placement meditation. The previous meditations we've done, you find the object instantly. Because it's a stone or a tree or space. So we're not doing much analytical meditation. When we're going into Mahamudra, they say, an emptiness, it might take you 5, 7, 10 years just to find the object. So the whole time we're doing analytical meditation, when we're doing analytical meditation, we're like, I'm observing the awareness. That's analytical meditation. So whenever we stop using the mind, we just rest with what we have. If it's a subtle object like emptiness, then we're just almost imagining emptiness. And a lot of time you'll probably find when you're doing awareness of awareness, you're just resting on a memory of it. And that's okay. That's just helping us get to the space again. You have to know that difference between analytical meditation, using your mind, and placement meditation, where you're just resting on what is there. And when the object starts to become dull, cloudy, then we have to refresh the meditation. Or noticing if you're just really excited, just like lots of thinking, then you have to learn to calm the mind down. So again, can just rest on the object. When meditating like this, you will have 5 kinds of experiences. The experience of movement, the experience of attainment, the experience of habituation, the experience of stability, and the experience of perfection. When your mind does not remain settled at this time, and you have numerous thoughts, ideas, and recollection, that is the experience of movement. Through that you approach, taking control of the mind. This experience is like a waterfall cascading over a steep cliff. So we know this very well. When we start, and the mind's just like 100 miles an hour thoughts. It's just unstoppable. In fact, as you start meditation, it feels like you've got more thoughts because you're suddenly aware of what your mind is like. As you go into the mind, you just start to realize what is there. And this goes like very deep with thoughts, with emotions, with perceptions, what is just how painful our mind is when we start. So we're not to be discouraged by this. In fact, we have this is a sign of we're practicing. It's not It's not the Buddha's condescending to you. Just to make you feel good about starting. It's just you feel good about the mind. You're noticing how crazy your mind is. That is progress. 2. Then when you can visualize the deity for a short time, with both the shape and color of the deity remaining vivid and clear at the same time, that is the experience of attainment. This experience is like a small pond. 3. Following this, when the deity is clear, whether you meditate upon it for a long or short distance, and when it remains for a sixth of your session without any occurrence of gross thoughts, that is the experience of habituation. That is like the flow of a river. So it's great progress if you can just hold it just for a moment. Yeah, when I say like a sixth of your session, and you say short sessions, it's not really just, it's like it might take you years just to be able to do that with your mind. Hold it without any thoughts arising, any gross thoughts. But this is when meditation starts to get good. You start to realize how just to hold your mind like that is unbelievably blissful. You're starting to get like power inside yourself. When we're taking an object like the Buddha, though, when we start and we have faith and devotion, then we start to receive blessings as we're doing it. So it's more of, let's say, it's the pure object. The stone won't give you blessings unless you're a Buddha. But the object itself is blessed. Yeah. So depending on our faith, even though our mind is going, we actually start to feel the energy of the Buddha, the energy of the Guru coming into us and blessing our mind. Next, no thoughts move, and you are able to maintain the session while clearly visualizing the deity. That is the experience of stability. That is like Mount Sumeru. 5. Following this, when you can remain for a full day or more without losing the vivid presence of the deity's arms and legs, even down to the hairs on its body, and without giving rise to conceptual thinking, that is the experience of perfection. So that's when, if we're internal, then we can just rest inside. Then, if we're practicing Tara, then we never lose the sense that we're Tara. Yeah, we never lose the sense or the visualization inside that we're Tara. And we go about all day engaged in activities, and we can maintain our inner sense of self is Tara. So it's quite profound. But when Venerable Geshe says, if we take an object like Tara or Vajrayogini, if we can just do that for 5 minutes, yeah, then we're out of here, basically. Now, if you can do it for 1 second, the inner deity, then it's a really profound experience when you realize you're not your mind and body. Yeah. So even this level of practice can be a real challenge for people who they want to attain enlightenment. Me. Like, I will remain enjoying the state of enlightenment. When you're relating to yourself as a Buddha and there's no sense of your personal self, you understand it's a very profound way to eradicate that. Because we still tend to think, I'm real. And this real me will practice meditations, and this real me will wake up and enjoy it. Practitioner, apply this to your own experience. If you sit too long with an unclear visualization of the deity, your physical constitution will be upset. You will become weary and consequently unable to progress in your concentration. You will have even more thoughts. So first refresh yourself and then continue meditating. This is what we've been doing the first week, short sessions, enjoyable, enjoy the practice. When you get in cloud, you stop, rest, let the mind rest. Get up, walk, short sessions, so you don't engage in this. It's an unbelievably bad habit. It's the enemy of meditation. Until it's like you train yourself to be into the lower realms, almost, as far as I understand. Yeah. Until you attain a clear visualization, do not meditate at night. In general, it is important to visualize in short sessions. Meditate while there is sunlight. So this doesn't apply to us because we live in Scotland. If you just go and check out Tibet, it's just vast vistas of, like, it's unbelievably big skylines. It must be the biggest in the world. And just clear blue skies. Every photo I've ever seen of Tibet's clear blue skies. I don't know, it does rain there, I think, but just, that high altitude Himalayan, just, it's like really super, super vivid in clarity. So a lot of their meditation, they just sit outside and just, we can't do that. So, just put the light on, So. So meditate while there is sunlight, when the sky is clear, or with a butter lamp. Put the light on. Do not meditate when you have just woken up, or when you feel sluggish or hazy. So again, it's best just to sleep. There's just no point in meditating. Just you create a bad habit. At night, get a full night's sleep and meditate the next day in 8 short sessions. When meditating, if you leave the session abruptly, you will lose concentration, so do it gently. When your visualization becomes vivid, the moment you meditate, you can also practice at night time, during dusk and early dawn. In general, do not weary yourself. Focus your mind on the visualization, grow accustomed to it with stability, and visualize the complete form of the deity. So many times when you start, you can't get a clear image. It's like a blob. It's like, sometimes the hand is clear, and it's fine, you just focus on that. You just focus on the, whatever level the image is there. Yeah, so that means you've tried to look, that's the analytical part. You've tried, and you go, this is as clear as it's getting, and then just rest. And when the mind goes off again, just go through it again, until you find it, and then just rest. Now, when you're resting in the beginning, you might only be able to do it for a couple of seconds before the mind starts thinking again. Yeah. And the classic thing is like, is that clear enough? Am I doing it right? Is it? So when we're getting too tight about doing the practice, too concerned, too worried. So we want to practice. And the analogy I heard, and it's a good one, like when you're like about 8, 10, it's Christmas Day. Maybe that's too excited. Toys R Us, you're going to go to Toys R Us. Yeah, your mum is going to take you and buy, if you're no, none of you remember Action Man. Did you have Action Man? You're going to get Action Man or Barbie doll, whatever it is. You're going to get the PlayStation, or they're going to buy you a stereo. It's like, and they're going to take you, and you've got to think which one you want. Now, some kids can't even sleep that night. It's like, Can't wait to get it. That's how we should approach. I'm going to visualize the Buddha. I'm going to do my meditation. Like, I'm in the lineage. I'm a practitioner. It's like the qualities of the lineage. And like this, the first Lama I ever met was, I think his name was Palden Gyatso. I still remember the experience. Some room in Edinburgh, probably like a council room or something, and then they got those blue chairs, lined up, just sitting waiting. I had no idea, wasn't into Buddhism, I don't think at the time. Don't think so. And I just remember this energy, this wave of compassion just coming in. It's like, what is that? I remember that, it's just like, and then this old monk comes in. He's been in the concentration camp for 33 years, I think. So what's it? He explained it, but my Lama reminded me. So they got a cattle prod, is it? Thing, cattle prod, stuck it up his arse, stuck it in his mouth, knocked all his teeth out, burst his eardrums. They'd hang him upside down by his arms, so he'd dislocate his shoulders. And he was tortured on and off for 33 years. And when he was in America doing the tour, journalists, the lowest form of humanity that's ever been, said, what was the worst form of torture that you had? Unspeakable humans. He's probably talking to them. No, his response was, at one point, but I didn't. At one point, I nearly lost compassion for my captors. So that's what we're going to the toy shop for. I want to be like that. When do you lose your compassion? Say someone takes some sausages out the fridge. So how do we get that? That's Mahamudra. It's empty. And it's just naturally all expressions are God. And then if you feel like you're going to lose compassion, you're just going to lose the sense that it's all divine and you're going to be ordinary and back in samsara. I mean, he wasn't unique. There's many lamas who just continuous love and compassion for people torturing them. Yeah, that's what we call stability of mind. Right? That's what we're working on in Bodhicitta. That example, then you really understand how relative bodhicitta it is eroding the sense of self. Yeah, that's what it does. It erodes the sense of self and takes you into Mahamudra. You're just constantly thinking of others till this sense of I just disappears. So much so that you love the people who are sticking cattle prods into your face and busting your eardrums. It's inconceivable. We say that's where we're headed, but that's the sense. That's what I want to be. No, that Lama was just like us when he started the path. And my Lama has just finished doing 3-year retreat with some of the students. He said the average age of the 3-year retreatants is 75. So it's like, never too late. The older you get, the more you'll practice. we understand that quality of mind. That's what we're generating devotion for. We're not generating devotion for power or this person's better than me. It's that quality of mind that we recognize is who we really are and what we really want to be. But, and then, I remembered the feeling of meeting my master. And it's like, this is, I thought, I can't see how any being that's ever lived could be more compassionate. Jesus is pretty amazing, but so Venerable Geshe developed this mind from the age of 7. But before that, just constantly thinking how to help other people, how to love them. No self-interest. That's what we're going for. That's what we prostrate to. The Dharma jewel. And that is our true self. He's not special in the sense that he's like entitled. When he found it, then he just goes, here's how to find it. Because it's your nature. He's not like making it up. They're not condescending. It's like not leading you on.